Hi, and welcome back to Rain or Shine Gardening. I'm Katie, and today we are at Farmington Gardens. It's my very first time ever coming here to Farmington. Farmington Gardens is a really large garden center over on the west side of Portland, and I live on the east side, so I don't make it over here very often. But they're having a really amazing customer appreciation sale where everything is 40% off. So I couldn't pass it up. I hear about this place all the time from Claudia from In the Garden with Claudia, and I had to make it a point to get over here. Okay, I have a cart and we are just going to go wander around and see what we can find here. I'm seeing a lot of outdoor pottery, some decorations, and things like that. There's some pots, and in front of me, I see some grasses. So I think I'm going to start there, and I'll just take some video of what I'm seeing. But the whole entire store is 40% off, so you really can't beat that. It's going to be tempting. Let's see, what's my main goal? I think what I'm going to look for today is something to add to my front entryway pots to really spruce them up for fall. I've got some things that I can carry over, but there's definitely some spaces to fill in too. So more than anything, I think that's what my goal is. So I'm going to see if I can find something for that today. Okay, for today and my goal of finding something that I can add to my front porch containers, I think I am going to look here in the shade perennial section because my front porch containers are full shade, and that's the biggest struggle I have is finding something that will do well in that area. So I'm here under the little shade cover looking around at some perennials, and we will see what we can find. Okay, the other thing I have my eye on are these heucheras because they come in pretty much every shade and every color that you can imagine, and they are a shade to part shade plant, which is what I'm looking for my front container areas. So I know I'm going to be able to add some really pretty fall color by getting one of these heuchera, and this one is called Peach Flambe Coral Bells, which is the heuchera. And it gets 7 to 16 inches tall by 10 to 14 inches wide. I don't actually need this much of a plant in each side of my container, so what I'm going to do is actually divide this when I get home, and I'm going to put half in each side. So it's going to end up working out great. I really like this peach flambe. The underside of the leaf is this bright red color, and then the top looks like that flambe. It's a little more brown on the top. It's going to add some good fall interest color to my front entryway containers. See, it pays to come to the garden center even when you might not have a list of things you're looking for because you remember things that you wanted to look for that you just forgot about. So I picked up some cabbage. I just cleared out a bunch of my zucchini plants from my summer garden and made space for some more cabbage. So great reminder being here and walking past some of the edibles, the fall edibles that they have for their starts. And I'm going to pick up some cabbage while I'm here today and get that stuck in some open spaces I have in some of my raised beds. Okay, Claudia, I know what you mean now when you talk about the trees out here at Farmington Gardens. They have all kinds of really beautiful deciduous, like this eastern redbud. They've got so many different Japanese maples and then the conifers too. So I can understand now why you are a tree people because how can you not be being so close to this gem of a nursery and garden center here at Farmington? So I'm going to walk around and check out all the trees and see maybe what tree I can take home with me. That was a successful first trip to Farmington. I found all kinds of goodies. I found some cabbage for my fall garden that I'm going to be planting in the areas where I cleaned out my raised beds recently. And I found some things to plant to spruce up my front entryway containers, give them a little boost for fall to get them through a little bit longer. So some beautiful heuchera, some chameleon plant. I've got some ferns that I found, all kinds of color, and it's going to be really great. I also made a really long list because this is a really great place to come shopping, just for ideas and inspiration too. The way that they have all their plants kind of laid out around here, you can see even these conifers in front of me. These are just some junipers, I think, but they've got varying colors of things set up. So it draws your eye in. It gives you ideas for what you could do in your own garden. And there's just so much here. There's so many different trees and plants. So if you are in the Portland area and you have not been out to Farmington, which is hard to believe because they're a wonderful place to go, but you have to get out here, and I need to get out here more often because it's pretty amazing and definitely had to practice restraint. I got to come back because, like I said, I made my list, and it is very long. My birthday's coming up, so maybe I can make a wish list here for my birthday. Here I am back at home. Traffic wasn't too bad, which was great. It only took about an hour to get across town back over to the east side to where we live, from Farmington Gardens. It was great to visit. Like I said, it was so beautiful. Not only do they have so many different flowers and plants and trees and shrubs and everything to choose from, but they have a great design of their whole layout and place, and it just makes you want to buy more because you get really great inspirational ideas from everything. So here I do have my little tray of plants that I picked up, and the reason, like I mentioned, that I picked them up is because I want to give a little bit of a spruce up to these two front planters that I have. So I have this one on the right, one that mirrors it on the left there as well. So you can see like adding a little bit of red and some of those pink chartreuse fall colors in there. We'll just brighten them up a little bit. They've lasted a really long time in those pots, and so I've been really lucky. I did have some of the plants die out. Let's see, I think it was the astilbe that I initially planted. I do have a video from when I planted these up earlier in the springtime. So I have replaced a couple plants, but what I hope to do today is just add some things in here to make it look nice. And this is what I have to work with today. So I did pick up a couple rosemary, and they are sun plants. I'm not expecting that they, survive super well in here, but they add some height. They weren't too expensive, and I can clip them and use them in some of my cooking as well. So I just thought that those were a good idea for now. I do have a couple smaller ferns that I'm going to add in here because this is a full shade area, and these ferns are some that I can go ahead and plant out into my landscape once I get done having them in the pots here. And I've got these little chameleon plants that I found with that bright fall color, that pink fall color. And then my really pretty heuchera here too with that red on the back side of its leaf. So I'm gonna divide that one, but I have one for each of the other pots. And I've got some biotone starter fertilizer to help get those settled in. And I'm just gonna plug in and see what I can put together. Well, that was a really fun day getting to go over to Farmington Gardens for the first time. I've been meaning to get over there. Claudia from In the Garden with Claudia has been sharing all about Farmington and telling me I need to get over on that side of town, so I was happy to make it over there today. Did make a huge long list and eyeballed a lot of things that they have, and so I can't wait to go back sometime. They had a great sale today, so while I was there, I needed to pick up some things to spruce up these front pots behind me, and I was able to do that today and get that crossed off my list. So, productive day. Didn't have a plan going in, but figured out, hey, might as well for 40% off pick up some plants to make this entryway a little bit more ready for fall. I'm ready to go pick maybe some gourds from my garden and pick up some pumpkins and start decorating. Now that we had a weekend with a little bit of fog and a little bit of rain, I think we're ready for that. And these pots are ready for that too now. So glad I got some things to spruce these up. A little bit more color, but definitely sticking with those moody fall vibes for my front porch. And yeah, rain or shine, I'll see you next time.